how do you begin that process?
So I think the best thing to do is obviously start on Bustld.
Obviously.
But checking out their websites, a lot of them have a YouTube or a video channel. Checking out on Instagram, you want to see kind of what those end products look like and make sure it speaks to you. So, some videographers use your words. Some people use just music. There's different styles and different end products. So get kind of familiar with what the different styles look like and what you want, and then also get familiar with kind of what end product you're hoping to come out with.
Right. Yeah, I think that's really important because it is one of the most creative things that you'll have with your wedding, right? Because they're filming it, then they're cutting it together, and there's just a lot
of footage they have that they're cutting into a 3 to 5 minute video.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to watch the videos because they're taking that creative freedom, and your end product's going to have that same kind of feel. So you want to make sure you like what you see.
Absolutely. What are some of the common styles and different? There's a lot of different styles out there and options when you're searching for videographers. So what are some of those those different options?
So there's kind of 2 most popular options. Cinematic, which is going to be more like a movie. We're going to kind of flash in and out of different scenes. Typically with those you have music and kind of maybe your vows or your toast kind of worked in that as well.
Sure.
And then there's more documentary style, which is going to be the day from beginning to end. So how it kind of how it happened and how it laid out.
Right.
So those are kind of going to be your 2 most popular styles. And then obviously kind of the end product of what you get is going to be another thing that's a little bit different. So whether you have a teaser film, that's 3 to 5 minutes, whether you have an hour-long film, or do they capture your full ceremony, full toast, those kinds of things are going to be the kind of differentiators too on kind of what that end product looks like.
Sure. So a common question, I'm going to throw you a curveball obviously, because that's what I do. A common question that you see come up a lot and videographers will talk about too is when couples will ask for the raw footage. Mm-hmm. Which is fine, right? Obviously, but I think what should couples consider when they ask that question? Like, if you could elaborate a little bit on raw footage. It's this common question that comes up.
So the raw footage is going to look totally different than what those videos that you've seen online look like, because, like we said, there's hours and hours of footage. Typically, there's two videographers. Maybe they have a couple of stationary cameras. So all of that's being combined together into this kind of final cool video that really showcases your day. So when you get the raw footage, it's literally gonna just be like a camera kind of just following you around. There's no editing done to that. So a lot of videographers don't give you that because it's quite frankly just way too much footage.
Right.
And they've really done the work to kind of create this video, and that's what you've hired them for.
Right.
If it's something that's important to you, you definitely want to communicate why it's important to you and what you're planning to do with that. And keep in mind, you're gonna have to buy a pretty big hard drive to kind of post all of this. Hours and hours and hours. So that's something to keep in mind also.
Yeah. No, I think that's great advice, and I would think that would be overwhelming. What am I going to do with this?
Right.
Yeah.
Me too.
But to your point, though, asking the videographer, because they're the professionals, they've done this so many times, and if they're a Bustld videographer, they've done it at least 10.
That's right.
But they've done this a number of times, and they can pull from experience. So if there's something specific that matters to you, like that grandparent talking or a toast or things like that, if you communicate with that to them, I think that they would find ways to have that embedded into that trailer or what have you.
100%. And I think, most videographers are going to either have a conversation or some kind of, form that you fill out prior to kind of let them know anything that's really important to you. And so same with a photographer, you really want to communicate anything that's kind of special to your wedding, and that it's, not kind of the standard, they're going to know that you're going to kiss after the ceremony.
Right.
But if you have something, I know, it's crazy. If you have, a piece of your mom's gown sewn into the inside of your dress, they're not going to know that kind of thing.
Right.
Or maybe you have your grandma's locket on your bouquet. So those kinds of things are things that you really want to call out to these, your photographer and videographer team, so you can make sure that those things are captured, because those are obviously those personal things that are going to really matter, 10, 20 years down the road.
Yeah, absolutely.